For centuries, the Roman Catholic Church has had a very firm rule. If you are a priest, you cannot get married.
But there are actually some exceptions to the rule of celibacy, and Michelle Miller is here with a story that may surprise a few of you. Michelle, good morning.
Good morning. Well, it certainly surprised me. A number of priests are living lives that are not very different from the family men in their own parishes. It's Friday night in Denver, and Doug and Lynn Grandin are watching the Lady Buffaloes shoot for a 12-0 record. Their twin daughters, Heidi and Kristen, have spent hundreds of hours practicing. Their parents have spent that time praying. That's because Doug, the father,
while Paul encourages celibacy,
is also Father Doug.
When you tell people I'm married and I'm a Catholic priest, what's their reaction?
well, they're usually surprised. Catholics themselves are surprised. And I talk about my wife and my family a lot. And I always have to say, do you know that I'm a married Catholic priest, before I say, I went to my kid's basketball game the other night, because that's a real shock.
Married for 30 years, Doug has fathered 6 children and enjoyed a successful career as an Episcopal pastor in the Protestant church. But in 2003, he realized his calling was with the Catholic Church.
The Catholic Church is the fullest expression of what Jesus meant Christianity to be. And I wanted to be a part of that.
Pope John Paul II issued a little-known edict that said Protestant priests wishing to become Catholic should not break their marriage vows. It took 5 years of schooling and a blessing from Pope Benedict to make Father Doug one of 77 priests in the U.S. who have converted allegiance to the Vatican.
When he comes home and he says to you, I want to convert, what was your reaction?
I got very mad. And I said, look, how are we going to eat? I mean, I was really angry.
So are you going to that game?
That's because in giving up his Protestant ministry, Father Doug took a considerable pay cut. The Catholic Church hasn't quite figured out how much to pay a priest with a family. It's a good thing Lynn runs the Denver Diocese Respect Life office. She's the breadwinner now.
How you doing?
Last June, Father Doug joined his new parish, the Church of the Risen Christ. The 45-year-old congregation hosts 3,200 families.
Don't be too hard on him.
Monsignor Ken Leone, the former pastor of the church, says his parish had never heard of anyone like him.
When they heard about a married priest with a wife and 6 kids coming, one lady said to me, well, I'll never go to confession to him because don't you know that husbands tell their wives everything? My hope is that as men come in like this, we look at the man. We don't look at the fact of whether he's married.
I think God bless him. It's different. It's certainly, well, it's something, it's not the tradition that you grew up with.
He comes with knowledge. He comes with an excitement.
He comes with a wife.
And it's fine.
Father Doug says his marriage in the church gives him a unique perspective.
When they walk into that confessional and they're having a row with their wife and they know they're talking to you.
He probably goes, I know, I know, I know.
Yes?
I understand them. And I can talk to them and I can counsel them outside the confessional. I do understand them, but I'm not here to say that a celibate priest couldn't do the same thing.
Which begs the question, should all Catholic priests have the option to marry?
The most we could say is that having married priests like us in the Latin Rite allows them to look and see how it would work if they wanted to change.